Sometimes I feel sorry for my girlfriend when she has to learn and change her online behaviors because I'm a Linux user. She doesn't use Linux at the moment, but there are several things she was forced to use by me. Hello everyone, my name is Hugo, a Linux user who dares to have a girlfriend.
Hello, I'm Hugo's girlfriend.
In this video, let's see what she feels about the things we tech people consider as normal. Starting with Password Manager. I made you use the open source Bitwarden 2 years ago. What do you feel about it?
I feel this is the most helpful app compared to the other stuff that you made me use so far. And now I use it in my day-to-day life. I think it's efficient and safe. And I would love to recommend this kind of password manager to all my non-tech savvy friends. But I felt there was a very important prerequisite for me to try this app. You successfully brainwashed me that using the same passwords or similar passwords in all my accounts was extremely unsafe.
Yeah, I told you that most people use 2 to 4 of their emails as their username for all their accounts. So as soon as the hacker figure out one of their passwords, they can log in everywhere as you.
Previously, I think I was able to memorize all my passwords in my mind because I had always used the same password pattern and to set them all, so I didn't need to note them down somewhere physically. But after you told me that it's not secure to use the same passwords or to store them in the browsers, I felt maybe I should try to use this app.
I don't think I spent much effort or time persuading you to use it. You're pretty open to try it yourself.
From my perspective, at least it's not hard for me to try. And however, I didn't realize that such kind of user education actually may not be that easy for a lot of people until we had a conversation about Password Manager with our friends. There are a couple too, and my friend, her husband, he himself actually works in the cybersecurity industry. He said he attempted several times to tell her into using the Password Manager app, but all failed.
Right. He has already paid for the 1Password package, but sadly, she was not benefiting from it.
But she would still continue to save all the passwords in Chrome behind his back, even though she knows it's not secure because she went with what is convenient and familiar for her. So I felt probably the real user experience is not that important compared to how you let people know the benefits of using this and how you let them start trying something new.
I see, but I'm still curious about your experience using it.
It's super convenient, especially when I need to create a new account online. Because you have to set up a password that matches the website's requirements of length and special characters. And the requirements are always different. But Bitwarden can help me automatically generate qualified passwords without coming up with one myself. And I don't need to memorize it. And of course, I cannot, even if I wanted to. And sometimes the website requires the user to manually confirm the new password again. But Bitwarden can fill all the password fields automatically, and it speeds up the new account registration time.
What's more in that is for me, who use DuckDuckGo email aliases, not only can I make sure I don't use the same password all the time, I can generate different email aliases for different websites. And all these aliases are linked to the same email address underneath, which provides me additional protection.
The passwords of all my accounts are different now without any of my personal information in it. It's secure. And additionally, all my passwords are easy to access, and Bitwarden is available as a browser plugin or apps on Android and iOS. And all of my devices are now installed with it. It can autofill the password after authentication by Face ID or fingerprint on mobile devices. And I don't need to open the app separately to locate a password.
But you were pretty annoying that time when you forgot about the master password, right?
Yes, that was the only bumpy experience that I had with Bitwarden. I forgot my master password, and none of those passwords could be accessible. So it was really frustrating because I was so confident that I could memorize everything, and I felt insecure worrying about losing all my passwords. But probably it also certified that I can't remember all the passwords forever, and a safe place is needed to help me save this information. And at that time, you immediately helped me duplicate my Vault and set up a new account right away, which I think was really quick and no other issues involved.
Right, that experience also proved how secure Bitwarden was. It didn't allow us to log in without the master password, no matter how we tried. Fortunately, you had it logged in already on your phone, so you were able to log into the app using your fingerprint. And we were able to export all your password and then create a new Bitwarden account and imported everything. The next one is a personal cloud. We're using a Synology 2-bay enclosure to back up everything. I didn't go with the self-hosting mode because I had no confidence in my own skill to not lose all the essential data, given my track records. How do you feel so far about the personal cloud we use?
I think the greatest benefit for me to use the personal cloud is that it extremely saves my cell phone storage, because I'm a ballet enthusiast and I do ballet classes regularly. So I often take videos of myself doing the ballet classes every week, and each video is at least 4 to 5 gigabytes. So photos and videos eat up the storage fast in my phone. And I don't use iCloud, Samsung, or Google Cloud to back up my phone since they're not free. So my previous practice was to transfer these photos and videos out of my phone to my personal hard disk drive once I saw my phone storage was almost full. Apparently that was really time consuming because I had to wait for the videos to be copied for at least 10 minutes or longer if a video file is big, and then to delete all the large files on my phone. But for now, I don't have such kind of concerns anymore, and all the files in my gallery can be backed up automatically and timely. And the backup is ongoing constantly, and I no longer worry about if any file is missed to be backed up. And also, I can free up my phone storage immediately once the long videos are uploaded to the cloud, which means I can take long videos with unlimited space on my phone.
I'm actually not surprised that you used 10 minutes to back up a video file, because she was using this slow HDD external hard drive because it is yellow and looks pretty. I wanted to buy her a new one which has faster SSD, but I didn't find any yellow ones, so I cannot just force her to change that external hard drive. So at least the personal cloud is being used properly now without wasting a lot of her time to do the backup.
And another advantage that I can think of is that the personal cloud makes it easier to exchange files between iOS and Android, because you are using an iPhone and I'm using Samsung. so we can't use AirDrop or Nearby Share to send files. And we don't want to use messaging apps to do this either, not only because of your security concerns, but also the messaging apps always compress the data, especially the quality of images. And I believe all girls care about the image quality a lot. We always want the pictures, the videos to be as clear as possible. So in this way, the personal cloud then turns out to be a solution for us. We can share files on it without any system barriers and preserve the original quality of the images.
The other instance I can think of is that I can share my image outside of my home internet with my friends. I was taking some pictures at my friend's wedding, and we were celebrating her friend's birthday. So it was very convenient for me to transfer all the photos from my mirrorless camera to the personal cloud and provide a URL for them.
Yeah, it was really convenient. And I shared hundreds of photos that you took to our friends. They were able to download all the photos just by clicking the link and send them without creating any new accounts to access those photos. Because some commercial clouds, as far as I know, especially some Chinese cloud service providers, they just don't allow the user to download any files if you don't have an account with them, or they limit the download speed for those who are not their customers. So the personal cloud makes it easier to share large amounts of files with our friends and also save their time to get access to those files.
That's very true. Any downsides you can think of using a personal cloud?
I think it's probably the learning curve. I had to totally rely on you to set up everything, the username, password, and install the app on my devices. And I also spent some time exploring the elements in the cloud, like how you classify the files and how to upload files from external USBs and how to share specific files to specific people respectively. It takes time to learn.
Yes, I'm really grateful that you were willing to spend the time and effort to learn how to use it, even though Synology is not an open source solution. At the very least, we spent the money only one time to buy the enclosure without having to pay continuous subscription fees. And it has all the functionality all those big cloud company provides. Now, let's talk about ad blocker. I bet a lot of Linux enthusiasts run some self-hosting services at home. I'm not an exception either. I am running the x86 version Pi-hole on the mini PC. All the devices in our home uses this service as a DNS server. What do you think about ad blocker?
I didn't notice the existence of this ad blocker until I couldn't open some online shopping websites, because I do online shopping frequently, and at the very beginning I felt it was annoying, especially when I searched for an online store address. I was not able to open the first result in the Google search, but to scroll down to find the link, which is not labeled as ads, but actually it's the same as the first result. Other than this, I don't feel I'm really benefiting from the ads blocker, probably because I'm not easily affected by the ads compared to you. And sometimes you are easier to be attracted to fancy ads and click them. But it's really hard for me to click or even purchase the stuff promoted in the ads, as long as I know it is an ad.
That is an interesting finding, because for me, it feels like night and day with or without an ad blocker. Probably because I constantly go on some shady websites. But anyways, let's continue to the next one. Ever since we started living together, she was forced to use online office suites. She had tried LibreOffice and WPS for a while, but her old documents added by Microsoft previously didn't migrate well on the formats. She got cringes with the small differences inside the document, especially having spent several hours to fix every detail in Microsoft Office before. So how long did it take for you to get used to the online office suites?
I have no idea. 2 months?
2 months, okay. So I suggest her to use Google Docs. My personal selfish reason is that I had to quit Microsoft Office when quitting Microsoft Windows for Linux. So I didn't want her to be trapped by it again. But the excuse I used was that we had to collaborate on the video script for this YouTube channel. We're not using the famous Nextcloud because my personal server is a low power consumption Intel NUC, which I already run Jellyfin for entertainment, so I don't want to stress it to the max, then have it crash and lose all our data. So she had to learn to use Google Docs online. She also uses Microsoft free online office for her personal file from time to time. How do you feel so far about the migration to the online offices?
I think I've already got used to it, and they can fulfill all my office requirements. And the best part is they're all free. And you download WPS for me previously, but I don't like it since most of the functions are blocked as well, and the documents always change their formats when you open a file which was edited before in Microsoft Office. And both Google Office and Microsoft Office Online have more functions to use compared to WPS. Though the functions are not complete compared to the premium version that I used for work before, it's sufficient to use anyways, but I still feel it takes time to adapt the online versions when you shift from offline. Because I still remember during the time when I worked for the last company, all of my peers continued sending offline Word documents via emails every day instead of trying Microsoft 365 offered by the company. So I think there's a transition period to use the online version for a lot of people.
Now these are all the things I forced her to use so far. What else do you think of I can make her try? Please leave them in the comment down below. We'll think about it if the budget permits. So thanks for watching. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.